Howdy y'all, it's Chris with Shell Fitness, your favorite personal trainer with a belt buckle. Today we're going to be going over Programming 101. Before we get into that, make sure to follow us on YouTube and Instagram. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Our next personal training internship begins June 3rd in Los Angeles. Alrighty y'all, so before you take someone through a workout, a great trainer is going to sit down and do some sort of an assessment with them. Too many times today I've seen it firsthand. I go to big box gyms, Equinoxes and Crunch, and what they'll do is they'll just sweep the assessment under the table and they'll go out there and show off and take them through a very high intense workout. One workout will never ever change a body. Just like one cookie is not going to change a body. Eating one bad meal is not going to change your physique. It's consistently doing it over and over that's going to have that effect. The same with working out. The best program you could ever do, work out 4 times a week for 52, 4 by 52. 4 workouts, 52 weeks in the year. You will see a tremendous difference in the physique. So, Programming 101, the first thing that you're going to do, and I don't care if you're a NASM trainer, an SCA trainer, what your certification is, this is how you program. And it begins goals. What is the person in front of you? What are their goals? And that's going to be found through the acute physical activity readiness questionnaire. Is their heart healthy? Any medical concerns? Any injuries? What's their experience with working out? Are they currently working out? In the NSCA world, if you're working with an athlete, it's called the needs analysis. You're going to go over muscles engaged, muscles actions, bioenergetics, as well as injuries that are taking place or that the client may have or that they're exposed to in that sport. So you got to go over the goals. And we're going to pretend like today we're going to be working with a 35-year-old female. Statistically speaking, 169 pounds is what the average female weighs today. So she's a little overweight, maybe obese, hasn't worked out in months to years. So when you start, you're going to go over the movement patterns. And those patterns are going to be your squat, your hinge, unilateral. Remember the difference between a squat and a hinge? Squat is more knee dominant, a hinge is more hip dominant. We have a push vertical, push horizontal, pull vertical, unilateral, and carry. So those are the main patterns that I'm going to program off of, which just blows my mind when you look at associations like NASM. They don't have movement patterns. They just give you exercises. So a great trainer programs movements. A crappy trainer is going to program exercises. Let's do a stability ball squat curl press. Let's do a stability ball press. Where does that fit into the programming? Acute variables. How many reps are you doing? For beginners, we're doing 10 plus. You want to strengthen the ligaments and tendons before we start going heavy. After about a month of doing that, you can start doing supersets. At the end of the first month, you could probably start doing some drop sets. You want to make sure the ligaments and tendons, now remember the difference between a ligament, bone to bone, tendon, most popular one down here, with your Achilles tendon, muscle into bone. Sets, 2 to 3. Someone who hasn't worked out in years, I'm probably going to do 2. Elderly, 70 plus, stereotypically 2. Sarcopenia is going to start kicking in, which is the loss of muscle mass due to age. So if you're doing a ton of sets, real high reps, it could cause a lot of damage for that individual. Rest period, as needed. NSCA is going to say 0 to 60 seconds. NASM is going to say 0 to 90 seconds. I don't ever clock my rest periods personally. I go off of my client and how they're doing. If you have someone who's 35 and 169 pounds, they haven't worked out in eons, and they're huffing and puffing after a minute, there's no need to go right back into that exercise. Calm down. Educate them more. Remember, one workout isn't going to change their body. But educating them on misconceptions or maybe some nutrition, or giving little pointers like you should eat more protein, have an extra 20 to 25 grams of protein per day. That's going to go so much further in their journey for weight loss versus having them get back into that set as quickly as possible. So these are called the acute variables. And then last but not least, if you're a trainer, when it comes to programming for your clients, if you're taking them through it one-on-one or even small group, these are the challenges that I'm going to have for you. One new exercise. You got to teach everyone, the client in front of you, at least one new exercise. Novelty in your client's minds, they believe that means that they're going to get in better shape. And that's not the case. This is where you have to play the game. because they're going to go on Instagram and their mind is constantly being inundated with cool new exercises, and they think new is going to give them that body that they're seeking, and that's not the case, but you got to play the game. 2, you got to get involved. So, for example, we're going to be doing a push-up. If your client's doing a push-up, get a band and help them. Don't just sit there with your arms crossed and have them do 4 or 5 push-ups. If your client can do 5 plus, have them do a few, hold at the end, pick their leg up, drive against you isometrically, get involved. Those are the interactions that's going to keep your client coming back. Learn something. If it's a new client, it's pretty easy. Where are you from? What do you like to do? Are you watching Game of Thrones? Relate to them. Your clients are going to sign up long-term because they like you. This is a relationship, and so they're going to be investing months, years of their life with you, and sometimes they will be spending more time with you than they are with their family. They work from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. They have a 7 p.m. session. They come home, everyone's in bed. Last but not least, use their name at least 3 times. The best word in the dictionary is your name. Chris. Chris, how you doing? Chris, great set. Chris, you're doing really well today. Come on, Chris, 3 more. Get it, get it, get it. Nice job, Chris. Good job. The interaction is what they really enjoy. So number 4 is probably the most important for your long-term success as a trainer. 1, this is just a dummy move. If you don't do an assessment, you're not going to be very successful long-term. You've got to implement the movement patterns and then the acute variables. So let's translate that into a workout. Again, we're going to be working with the girls, so you got to play that game. You don't want to start going heavy right away. You don't want to start doing bench press and exercise that's going to freak them out. We're going to start with hip thrust. There's your hinge pattern. We're going to do a circuit of 3. If you can notice, it's black and blue, because if it was a guy, I would just change the hip thrust, do something they're more comfortable with, like a bench press, and then maybe into some bicep curls, curls for the girls. Got to play that game, do a guy-specific workout. I'm not going to do a huge circuit with a guy because generally their cardio sucks. They want them to pass out. Their egos are a lot bigger, so you have to kind of play into that. Do one exercise, multi-joint into a single joint. Rest when they feel good, go a little heavier. Get closer to 10 reps with a dude. For a girl, I like getting to higher rep count. So start out with 15 to 20 reps that first set, then you can go right and do a push-up. I don't do push-ups on your knees. Your clients are going to go to a T, so you teach them the proper form. Tuck down. Best example for a push-up is try to push me over. Would you ever push me like this? No. You're going to get under it and you're going to push. So teach them how to properly do the exercise, 6 to 8 reps, and then we're going to do a bicycle kick. Generally, when people do abs, they do a ton of repetitions. So this is when I start messing with my clients' minds in a fun way. I'm going to have them do 3 reps. 3 reps? I thought you had to do 15 to 20 to get nice abs. No, well, that's spot reduction. You can't do that. I would prefer for you just to do a bunch of squats because you're going to burn more calories and you'll get a six-pack or a flat stomach way quicker. But you got to play that game, so they want to feel it. So we'll do a bicycle kick for 3 reps, but we're going to go super slow. 5 seconds concentrically, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back for 5. 3 reps, they will be completely toast. And we rest when they're ready to go. Add some weight to the hip thrust. Go down to 12. Push up again, and then bicycle kick. For that last set, this is when we got to implement, well, we're always implementing FITT, frequency, intensity, time, and type. But for that last set, this is when I like to have fun, give them a little challenge, maybe close their eyes, hold isometrically. It's also a great opportunity to get involved as the trainer. Remember, that's one of the things that we need to focus on. So for this last set of hip thrusts, on the 10th rep, I may come down and push just to give them a little bit of force on the other side. So there's going to be an isometric contraction, and then they'll fail, and then, oh my gosh, it's so hard. They're thinking, I need this person to work with. I need this person to get in the best shape of their life. And that's exactly what we can do. I was working out with one of our interns. He's been in class for less than a week. No, sorry, I lied. 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. And he was pushing me in my workout. I've been a trainer for 13 plus years, and this individual took me out of my comfort zone. That is the value of you. You can help anybody. I don't care if you're an amazing shaper, if it's your first workout. That is the value of a personal trainer. We can get you out of your comfort zone. So after this one, we're going to go to the next circuit. Remember, it's service. Ask them to get a towel. Help them up from the ground. Get them water. People are buying you. We're going to do a goblet, which is going to be your squat pattern. Pull up, always do pull-ups and push-ups with girls the first time. Very empowering, and you get the common reply, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Let me show you. Get them up there, hold, come down nice and slow eccentrically. Anytime you touch a client, you got to ask. I'm going to help you up there, you're going to hold, and you're going to come down eccentrically. Eccentrics cause a ton of damage. 3 to 4 reps max is all we're going to do. Mountain climbers. Your girl clients love cardio. Set 1, 15, 4 to 5 pull-ups. Mountain climbers, 15, 20 seconds. Implement FITT. Go a little heavier on the goblet. Pull up, stick to 4 or 5. Mountain climbers, same thing, maybe go up a little bit. Now that last set, maybe at the end of a goblet, you have them close their eyes, you push them a little bit to test the lateral stability, work on that frontal plane, the glute med. Pull up, maybe you have them hold the top isometrically. Mountain climbers, maybe you do it with them. You get down there and you make it fun, 30 seconds. The last group, step up curl press, which will be unilateral. We're going to do some band walks, frontal plane, specifically training the glutes. Whatever your client wants to train, you need to probably isolate that exercise. So for girls, I'm always going to do a glute-specific exercise. For guys, maybe it's chest flies or bicep curls. And at the end, I'm going to call this a game. So at the very end of your workout, and when you reflect over the whole thing, the first set, the first group of circuit is the easiest. I'm not going to smoke my client right in the beginning, and I think that's a terrible thing that client trainers do, is they do step-up curl press into burpees, into running back and forth or battle ropes. You smoke the client in the first 10 minutes, they're nauseous, you got to give them a glucose tablet, and they can't even finish the workout. That's crap. Start out easy. Multi-joint, single joint, isolation, longer rest periods, get a feel for what they're capable of. This is their first workout. I don't care how great or in bad of shape your client is, you've never worked with them before. The second circuit, make that moderately challenging. You're starting to get a better feel for what they're capable of. How much are they huffing and puffing? You can start dialing it up. The last one, if they're handling it all right, ask them, how are you feeling so far? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are we doing? We got a little left in the tank, and they're like, yeah, I'm doing great. This is easy. Dial it up. So that's maybe you can add in squat, multi or compound movement, step up curl press into your band walks. Play some type of game. Have them do a plank, hold for 10 seconds, and when you say this a state, you got to hop up and go to a wall sit. So Los Angeles, it's a city. Sacramento, it's a city. Texas, they got to hop up, go to the wall, now they're sitting down. Same thing. Colorado, boom, right back down, plank. Go back and forth for a minute or so. Increase the weight, increase the tempo, decrease the tempo. You're constantly varying the acute variables. How we reflect. Programming 101, we're going to summarize. Movement patterns. You got to put those in. So we have a hinge, a push, a squat, a pull, unilateral, a lot of fluff. That's what the blue is. The fluff are things that they think are going to work. Your clients want nice abs. You got to do some ab work, direct ab work. Your clients think cardio is the best thing for them to lose fat. It's not true, but that's what they believe, so you got to do it. You got to make them sweat. Your clients think if they sweat, they're going to get in great shape. You got to remember, you're going up against all these crazy classes today. You have Barry's Boot Camp, Orange Theory. They go in there and they smoke them at 45, and they're sweating and they're sore the next day, so they think that's how you get in great shape. Completely false. But that's your competition, so you got to play the game. How can you make them sweat a little bit? Sore. I don't want you to not be able to walk, but I'm going to do a couple exercises that are going to get you sore, so the next morning when you wake up, you're thinking, wow, this is working. Your competition, they're going to be smoking their clients, telling them they're going to get in amazing shape, making them feel bad, giving them diets. It's terrible. Educated trainers are going to always take your client through the assessment. That's what's going to separate you and make you a great trainer. You're going to do movement patterns, implement the acute variables, FITT as well. New exercise, get involved, learn something new, say their name. So here, what I would do is the push-up and the bicycle kick, that's where I'm getting involved. Pull up, and then down here, maybe the last set of the pull-up, the plank game, I'll get involved with them. And then you ask them, how was that workout? Did you like it? What were some things that you liked? What were some things you didn't? You learn from it. And then you follow up with them, and that's the process of being a trainer, and it's an amazing life. You get to do what your passion is. I'm in a gym all the time. Now you can look at that half empty or half full. I love it. If a client cancels, I don't get frustrated. I go work out. I get to work out all the time. It's an amazing job. And I get to wear a belt buckle. How cool is that? So you're in the right field. You've got to change that mindset. But this is how you take a beginner through a program. And real quickly, let me just do this for a guy. I would do bench press and bicep curls. Remember, guys aren't that great with cardio, so maybe do some variation of like a row into a overhead press. Last but not least, I might just do like a goblet into a bicep curl. You'll notice that the patterning is a little different. I didn't do a hinge. A lot of guys don't care about their glutes in the beginning. They care about those vanity muscles. So I'm just going to stick to 2 exercises for guys. Girls, I'll generally do 3. You got to play the game. Make sure to leave a comment. If you have any questions, showupfitness.com. Make sure to follow us. Have a great day.